everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Celestial Darkness. Today
I'm gonna do a purple makeup look. I do hope you enjoyed this video, and if you do, please give it a like and subscribe. Okay, so let's get into it. So I already did do my skincare. I did do my eyebrows just to kill time. And now I'm gonna go into primer, and for primer I use the e.l.f. Power Grip. So let me just put a little bit of that. Since I am an oily girl, sometimes I do change it up around my nose and I put that matte putty primer from e.l.f. But in this case, since I'm not really gonna go out, I'm not gonna do that since it doesn't really matter. It's more so for the look. So I just put that all over my face, and then I am having a little bit of like a breakout. So sometimes I do go in to cover it with some concealer. So I am gonna go in with my Rare Beauty concealer in 140C. So I'm gonna use this to just spot conceal. And the areas that I see that have a little bit of something on my chin. Yeah, because I see it's mostly there, not really anywhere else. Maybe a little bit over here. Okay. And then I go in with my Real Techniques Beauty Blender, and I use my Makeup Revolution Sport Fix spray just to wet it, since I'm not going to go to wet it outside. Just get it a little bit damp. And then I just blend it out. I do know it's a little bit lighter than my skin tone just because it's my brightening concealer. However, I don't have one on my skin tone right now since I haven't gone anywhere. I've gotten whiter somehow. So I definitely need to find one that's more my skin tone. For now, I'll just use that one. But okay. So I do that for that spot concealing. And then next, what I go in with is I don't tend to use foundation much unless I'm like going out, you know, to a special occasion, going out with a friend, anything like that. But on a day-to-day basis, I tend to use it's a tinted hydrator by Wet n Wild, and it's in the shade Fair. So it's this thing. And give it a shake. Let me just put a little bit on my back of my hand. I tend to use like 2 dots at most, just to be able to cover my entire face. So I do that. Definitely needed a little around my nose just because I tend to get red there the most. So I just blend that out, and then the rest that I have in the back of my hand, I just tend to bring it down to my neck just to make sure everything's blended in, just in case my neck is not the same color as the rest of my body or face, anything like that. So there's that. And I go back in with the Beauty Blender, Real Techniques, and I just use that for that. And on my forehead. I do really like the tinted hydrator I just wish they had a better shade range, because I have noticed that it was very hard to pick up my shade, and this one is in the right way, like color tone, just that it's a little bit lighter. So thankfully it is a tinted hydrator, so it's like a skin tint, so it's not gonna be like a drastic change. However, yeah, I did, when I went to go check it out, I believe they only have like 6 shades, and they're like either really pink or just like really yellow, and I'm neutral, so it's kind of hard. And like obviously sometimes I don't want to buy 2 of them just to mix them together. I kind of just want it to be as one. But yeah, and I'm not even sure if they like have anything under like on a darker skin tone. Like I just remember it being very light and like tan. But yeah, but I do like it. Just wish they would have a bigger shade range. Okay, so next for my brightener and concealer, I do go back in with that 140C by Rare Beauty. And I just plop it here, going down a little bit by my eye, the corner of my eye. And I bring it down once again, and I kind of create a little bit of a contour on my nose. Trying to create that already. And then a little bit on my nose, a little bit, tiny bit on my chin, and a little bit on my forehead. Nothing too crazy. So there's that. I go back in with the Real Technique sponge. Sometimes I do, well, most of the time I do my face before I do my eyeshadow. It's more just like I'm used to it, but I did used to do opposite. I used to do my eyeshadow and then used to do my face, but I don't know what happened. It really does work the same, unless you're like doing like really dark shadows that have like a lot of fallout. Then yeah, I would suggest definitely to either like powder underneath your eye, just to like, if you do have fallout, just wipe it away, or just, you know, start off as with your eyeshadow. Or you can buy those little, like, they have these little, I don't even know how to call it. It's like a little patch that you put underneath your eye, just so that if you do have fallout, it's kind of, it's the same concept as that powder. It just, you know, you just take it off right after. And they're pretty cheap. You could, I've even seen them on Shein, honestly. So if you'd like to do that, there's that option as well. But yeah, I just blend this all out. And then for my powder, I do tend to go with e.l.f. The light pink shade. It's the Halo Glow setting powder in light pink. It's this one right here. I really like it. I think it's really lightweight, and it doesn't feel, the combination with the concealer and this doesn't make me feel like it's too cakey or anything. It's actually like a pretty good amount. And I do use the little powder puff, these, and I just grab whatever's on the lid or in the compact, but there's not much here, so let me try to get a little bit out. Okay, and then I just focus that under my eye. I'm gonna need a little bit more. Just to ensure that it's like set. I don't want it to start creasing, so I'm trying to like hurry up before it does, since, you know, I am oily. So it's kind of hard to not let it crease. Plus it naturally happens sometimes. So I'm gonna set that. A little tiny bit more just to make sure. And then for the rest of my face, I do use a different kind of powder though. Just since this is like pink, this is technically used more for like brightening. So I just focus it like that. Okay, so we're done with that. And then use this brush. I did get it on Shein. I don't remember exactly how much it was. I know it was very cheap, but it was like a brush set of 24. And the brand is Mange. If you haven't seen my last video, I was wrong. It's not by Amazon, it's by Shein, so that was my mistake. But I'm going in with the powder brush in 20. That's what it's called. And I'm just gonna dust off the excess that I have of powder just in case. And then going into what I use for all over the face, I do use this MAC Studio Fix powder in C3. It's this one right here. I'm almost done with it, so I'm trying to get rid of it. And I'm trying to see what kind of powder I want, but I'm not exactly sure. Since I'm trying to find a talc-free powder. But it's been a little bit hard when I try to like search it. And honestly, I haven't seen any YouTube video on it, so I could be able to find it that way, but I haven't seen anything yet. So if you guys have any suggestions, please let me know. But yeah, this powder just honestly just does the job. So that's why I'm just like trying to get rid of it. Plus, I've already had it for almost 2 years. So imagine. Okay. A little bit on my nose just because since I am oily, I need that. And if you do see me looking this way, just in case that is where my mirror is, just so you guys feel like it's definitely not me ignoring you or trying to look away. It's definitely just because it's my vanities on this side. Okay, and there's that. So next, what I do is I tend to cream contour. Okay, so it is the Wet n Wild contour stick, honestly. It's, oh, Mega Glow contour stick, and I have it in the shade Oaks on You. Just looks like this. Does the job. It's pretty cheap. I really like it because it's not cheap, because it's cheap, and Wet n Wild is coming back, honestly. So I just do that. I put a little bit here above where you would think it should be like more down here, but I like to bronze contour higher than most just because I don't know. I just like the effect that it gives me. And I put a little bit underneath my mouth and a little bit above my lip just to give me that pouty look. Yeah, and that's it for this. And as for sponge, I tend to go in with this e.l.f. Total. I believe it's called a Total Face. I have to make sure. If anything, I can definitely link it below if you guys want me to. But yeah, I really do like it. It also does the job. And then I'm going to go back into that spray by Makeup Revolution just to give it a little bit of wetness onto it. And then I start blending. And then after this, I do set it with like a powder just because I like the combination of both, unless for whatever reason I'm going out and let's just say, for example, I go to the beach or anything like that, that's going to be a hot summer day, then yes, I definitely just use the cream contour. I just feel like it's not as heavy. So I do that, and now I go under my chin, trying to blend it out a little bit, go under my mouth. I promise you after everything it'll look together. It's just like for now. The only thing I hate about doing this is that sometimes my lip piercing pops off. So that can be a little annoying, but okay. So next, what I do is I go into that the powder bronzer that I use. It is by Iconic London, and it is in the shade Medium Bronze. And it looks like that. I like it because it's a huge freaking powder, and I got it from BoxyCharm, I believe almost 2 years ago now, but I haven't finished it since it's freaking big, which is amazing because most of them are not this big. Like, they're mostly always like a pretty small amount for a big price for no reason, in my opinion. But yeah, so I just go back in the same spots that I previously cream contoured, and I just blend it together pretty much. Most of the time I try not to like rub it in, just because since it is a cream contour, it's very easy to like make it look muddy. So that's not what we're going for here. So I do try to go very lightly when it comes to it, just because of that. But sometimes, you know, stuff happens that it doesn't work out that way. And then looking at the other side just to make sure as well. I am gonna put a little bit more on this side. Like that. All right. I contour my nose, and for that I take this brush. It was gifted to me, so I'm not exactly sure where you can get it, but it is a brand called Beauty Professional, and it is a dome diffuser. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure because I did get this like years ago, so definitely I'm not sure. I like it because it's pretty small. I got a little bit of this powder by Hannah Lee. It's a matte bronzer, and it does not have a shade. It's just like it's pretty much like a cool toned kind of bronzer. So I like to use that for my nose, since it's more cool tone rather than warm. So I start at the bottom of my nose, blend that out a little bit, go back into the contour, dust it off a little bit, and then I start to create that little line to give that illusion. Do that. And then I do the little line here just to give that illusion of a button nose. And then I do drag it into my eyebrow just to make it look more seamless, more uniform, and it doesn't look off. Okay. And then I kind of put a little bit on the bottom of my lip, just like the same thing that we did with the cream contour, a little bit above. Just like that. And I go on to my blush, which I use this not Wet n Wild. I'm so used to saying Wet n Wild now. Jordana. It's the Jordana in Apple Cheeks. So for the blush, I just do it a little bit above my bronzer contour, however you want to call it. And then I stop it between, like, right in the middle of my eye, just to, I guess in a sense, just to create that illusion that I want it to be higher rather than it to be, you know, more like like my apples on my cheeks, to make them more younger or anything like that, because I like it to be this way. Oh, sorry, and I forgot to mention that this brush is from the, I'm pretty sure it's the Disney collection. It's the Maleficent brush set. I'm not sure where you can get it. I did get it as a gift, so I'm not 100% sure. If I do end up finding it, I can link it below as well, though, if you guys would like that. And then sometimes I do take it to my temples. Just, I don't know why. For some reason, I like that look. Because at the end of the look, it's going to look normal. It's just going to, you know, as they say, trust the process. But I'm not using any more product. I'm just trying to, like, blend it out just because I like the look of blush. But I don't want it to be too out there. Unless that's the look you want to go for, then, you know, obviously. You can definitely do that. You do you. No one can tell you what to do, right or wrong, on makeup, because makeup is literally just creativity, and it's a form of art. So however you like it is how you should do it. I use this palette. It's called Beauty in the Blink. It's a Glow Getter face palette. It looks like this. I got on my BoxyCharm, so I'm not exactly sure, but I like it because it has blush and it has highlighters. However, I haven't been using this blush due to me having that one, but it does have a good amount of, like, variety if you'd want. But I stick to this one called Empowered because it is lighter. I tend to sometimes mix Confident and Empowered, but I'm just gonna stick to the Empowered one since it's more of like that white champagne kind of color. And as for my brush, I tend to use, I found it. Okay. It's that same brush set that I mentioned earlier, the one that I got from Shein called Mange, and this one is the medium shader brush 2. Looks like that. And I just put this on my nose first. So I tend to, instead of making a circle, I kind of do a line instead. But not a big one because I'm not trying to emphasize my entire nose since I do have a pretty big, like the, I don't remember what it's called, but the like the part of my nose is in shape like a ball. And then I do take it just a little bit on the bridge, not too crazy because I like my main focus on the tip of my nose. I'm not like sure why, I just like it. And then for my like the face area, I do use this e.l.f. highlighting brush. It's literally called the highlighting brush, and it's this one. It's like a tapered highlighting brush. And I go back into that and then top off excess, and I just focus it here. Sometimes I do put it on other parts of my face, like my forehead, like right above my eyebrows, or my chin, but I'm not feeling that for today. So there's that. I also did forget to mention that I wanted to put on, I use Aqua 4. If you guys have, you know, any cracked skin or anything like that, or like tattoos, you know about this. I use it on my lips. It actually helps when I'm like dry on my lips or like cracked. It just somehow magically makes it better, like overnight. I'm not even kidding. Yeah, and I do that to prep my lips for the lipstick, since I am going to be going in with a dark lip and being matte, and everybody knows that when you use a matte lipstick, definitely need to moisturize because it'll look cracked on your lips if you don't, you know, prior to putting it on, have moisture in your lips, anything like that. So now we're going to eyes finally, and for my base, I do go in with the MAC Painterly Paint Pot. It's this one. I'm almost out, so I'm trying to see any other. I've heard that that Urban Decay one is really good, so I'm considering getting that one just because I don't mind the MAC one. I just as I previously stated, they do tests on animals from what I've heard, so I don't like that. Plus, it dries out, and I don't like that it dries out. So it's like I'm trying to find more of like a liquid base in a sense. So that's why I've heard about that one, the Primer Potion, I believe it's what it's called. I have never purchased it before. I used to use just concealer, but for some reason, I've been trying to use more like primers on my eyeshadow. Okay. I'm just gonna make sure it's like completely like blended just in case. I am gonna use 2 different palettes. Just due to one of them being small and not having a lot of color options. They're both by Makeup Revolution. The purple one, it is Forever Dynamic. It's called Forever Dynamic Mesmerize, and it's this palette right here. These are the colors. So it has like the glitter and then some like 2 purple shades there that I'm going to use. And then for my other palette, this is also the Makeup by Revolution Forever Flawless Birds of Paradise, which looks like this. It looks absolutely beautiful. This will be the first time I'm using it because I have definitely not, as you can tell. This one has it's a bigger palette. and it has more purple shades. So I'm definitely going to be going into some of these. But I'll definitely be using the purple glitter on the other one to make it more of my, or I might use this one. I'm not sure exactly because I do like that Lovebirds one, but I'll definitely be using this one. I'm going to use this like very light pink purple. It's like kind of going into more of a pink hue, but I'm going to be using that one all over the lid as my transition. And the brush I'm going to be using is that same brush that I had mentioned earlier, and this one is their Flawless Concealer Brush 5. And I'm going to go into that pinky blue shade. So I'm going to dust that off. And I'm just going to go in. For this next one, I'm going to use the same brush set. This brush right here. It's a blending brush. And I am definitely gonna go in with Tail Feather. Yeah, I'm gonna go in with Tail Feather first, just to continue with that pinky purple hue first. So it's gonna be this color right here, and it's called Tail Feather. So let's go in with that one with this brush. And I'm going to focus this one on my crease now. So I go in this one with my crease. And as you see, it's like more of that, it's still going to the same color story, that it's still like that pinky kind of purple. So I'm going to focus that there. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. We are going to go with, I think now we're gonna go, yeah, we're gonna go into Island next. And for that, I'm going to use this eye crease brush by that same exact Shein brush set. So I'm going to go into Island. It's kind of like more of a cool tone purple. It's this one right here. As you can see, the Island one, Island and Adventure are very, very similar to each other. But I'm going to go in with the Island one just because it's a tad bit lighter. All right, so focusing it out on the outer. It's still going to be focused on my crease, just a tad bit lower than that pinky color, just because I want you guys to see the different colors going into my eye in that sense, kind of like a sunset. Think about it like that. And then I'm going with the other side. Okay, and then I am gonna blend this, so I'm gonna go back into this blending brush that we just used to blend it out just a smidge. And next, I'm gonna try to see how that adventure color looks. So I'm going to take this, no, not this one, actually, this one. This one doesn't have a name. This one is from the BH Cosmetics collection. It's like a gemstone collection. I can't remember the name. If I do find it as well, I can definitely link it below. But I'm gonna go into that adventure color just to see if it does anything different compared to the other one. It's pretty similar, actually. It's like super duper duper similar. I don't know why they created it that way, but they did. Regardless, I'll just still pack it up in the outer corner, just to get a little something else. a little touch of more purple, as it isn't enough already. And blending this out just to prepare for the next color. So next, we're gonna go back into the smaller palette, the Forever Dynamic palette, and we are going to go and use that very, very deep purple that's in the bottom. I'm not sure of the name. Yeah, no, it doesn't say the name. Since it has that little film, it does, and it has the name because I don't have that anymore. So I'm so sorry for that. But now I'm gonna go in with the same BH Cosmetics Gemstone collection, and I'm gonna use that darker purple to focus it on my outer V, the outer V of my eye. Just to deepen it up. I'm gonna stay focused on this part of my eye. It's a tiny bit chalky, but it's not like hard to blend or anything. I just wish it had I just wish it wasn't as chalky as it seems. And you're gonna bring it in slightly just to make it look more put together in that sense. I'm gonna do the same thing to the other eye. Just focusing it on the outer V. I do blend it in a little tiny bit just to make it look seamless. And now to blend it out, I am gonna go in with this blending brush by this brand called Eliana Badro. And it's just like a regular fluffy brush, like a blending brush. And I'm just going to take it and I'm gonna focus it here on the outer corner. Just to better blend it. I'm gonna go to the other side as well, making sure it's all blended. Blending is key in this aspect. So you're just gonna keep blending. If you feel like you've blended enough, you haven't. I'm just kidding. But no, it's definitely the best way to make it look seamless. I'm going back to that tail feather just to make sure that you guys can see that transition to purples. Like that. Okay, now, I don't know if I want to do Lovebirds, which is like that pink purple glitter, or if I want to do this light purple. Let me see, I'm gonna swatch them. I wish you guys were able to give me feedback through the camera. Let me see, and then this one. Yeah, I think I'm gonna focus. I think I am definitely gonna do the lighter color just because this Lovebirds is more of a pink. It's like a hot pink in a sense. This one is Lovebirds. And then that purple one, I have no idea what the shade name is since I lost that film, but I think it'll look better with the, yeah, it'll look better in my opinion for the look that I'm trying to go for. So for that, for the glitter, I'm gonna use this Maleficent, I believe this is a concealer brush actually. It's a flat brush, or at least I've made it flat, but yeah, it's from that Disney collection. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go over my eyelid with that MAC paint pot just to give it a little bit of grip. So I'm gonna go in with, where is that brush? go back to that little small lip brush that we use for my eyebrows. And I'm gonna focus it. On the inner corner. It is a little dry, so it's kind of like a little bit of a pain to and the same thing I did on the other side. I do have a hooded eye, so it's kind of hard to do this step most of the time because the concealer tends to crease for me on my eyelid, so it's a little bit of a hassle, but like that. So we're gonna keep it that way, and so we're gonna go back into that Maleficent brush, and we're gonna go into the small palette with that very light glitter. I'm just gonna pack it on. So I'm gonna focus it here where I put the, yeah, it doesn't like, it's not opaque. I have to pick up a lot to get it. I want it to look. It might have been better with glitter glue, but I don't have glitter glue at the moment. I have to buy some. If you have any good recommendations for the glitter glue, please let me know down in the comments below, because I tend to use, like, when I did get it, I would get the e.l.f. one, but it's nothing amazing. And this is creasing in the beginning of my eye. Okay, now I'm gonna do the same thing to the other one. Can I just make sure? So now I'm gonna go back into this dark purple just to make sure that it looks perfectly blended. Because it's not, it's just gonna look, I kind of just like not uniform. It'll just look very like patchy and unblended. Where like it's just like you just stuck a color there and you didn't do anything about it. So I'm blending it out with that same purple. Just to make sure that they blend in with each other. Like that. Okay, so we're gonna go with this angled brush. It is by that brand, the Ileana Bedreau. It's their angled brush. And I'm gonna go into that dark purple. Just to focus it on the bottom lash line. And so now I am gonna go with this, the BH Cosmetics Gemstone Collection. And then I'm gonna blend out a little dark shadow. I'm gonna take a little bit of that pinky purple just to blend it out a little tiny bit. So next what we're gonna do is mascara. I do tend to use 3. It depends on how I if I feel like I need 3. But so for my top lashes, I use the Lash Princess. Both of them are Lash Princess from Essence. This is the False Lash Effect Mascara. And then I use the Essence Volume Stylist Curl and Hold Mascara for both my top lashes. And for my bottom lashes, I use the Essence Lash Princess in the False Lash Effect, but it is their waterproof version. I honestly have the waterproof version just because it's supposed to hold your curl better when you have very like straight lashes. I have seen a difference. So just the fact that my lashes don't curl is the only thing that sucks. But I still try anyway. You have to do that perm thing that they do to see how it will look. But for now, I'm just gonna stick to doing this. So I'm gonna go in with the Lash Princess one first on my top lashes. I don't really like put that much in this case, just since I am gonna put on false lashes. So it's more just to make sure my lashes blend in with the fake eyelashes. So there's that one. And then I'm gonna go in with the other one, the Volume Stylist one. I really like this one actually. Even though they're like cheap mascaras, they're really good. And the cheap mascaras are always the best ones, honestly. You really don't have to be spending so much just to get a good mascara. Essence has really good ones. Because even though my lashes are pretty straight, it still gave me kind of a curl where you can see them kind of standing up way more than they normally would. So definitely a good one. And then for my bottom lashes, I'm gonna use the waterproof version of it. And I'm just gonna focus it like that. And now we are gonna go to lips first. This is by Killstar. It is their Coven Cosmetics brand, and it is their matte liquid lipstick. It looks like this. Let me take it out of the box. And the color is called Void. This is what it looks like. And it's just a basic, it's a black matte lipstick. I'm just gonna, I don't have a black lip liner. I could use a eyeliner, but I don't wanna do that. It does have a really nice smell. It's like vanilla. I did use one of these in my last video, and it was very hard to keep opaque. That was my only complaint. But I'm trying to see if I can make it look somewhat good. And black especially is harder to, since it's such a dark color. It is a little, it's not as opaque, just like the other one. Yeah, it's fine. I'll just do a second coat. And I am overlining just a little bit. So there's that black lipstick. Now I'm gonna set my eyebrows, since I did do them but I didn't set them. I'm gonna use the mini Gimme Brow Volumizing Fiber Gel in the shade Neutral Light Brown. And as for the color of my eyebrows, I did use NYX that skinny pencil. I can't remember what it's called. It's that skinny version that's kind of like the Anastasia one, and I use that one as well in Neutral Brown. So I just focus it on my eyebrows. Like that. And that's it for that. So now is when we're doing eyelashes. And for eyelashes, I'm using these that I got from Amazon. as well. If you guys want me to link it, I definitely can. It comes in a pack of different ones. These are just more like the more flirty kind of looking ones, but they're not too long, but they are a little bit dramatic. They're not that crazy though, but I really like them. And I'm gonna take my dual lash glue and my tweezers just to make my life easier. And I'm going to apply the glue just for a little bit because I don't have the patience to wait those 30 seconds. I am going to apply it while it's still wet just because it will dry down on my eye while it's there. It is best if you don't, like if you just wait out those 30 seconds, but again, could be a little bit impatient when it comes to this. So I'm just gonna apply it as close to my lash as possible if it allows me to lay it flat. Yeah, so starting in the middle, then outer corner and inner corner last is how I typically do it. Yeah, it's not letting me do that. Okay. And then now outer corner, inner corner. And as you can see, they're very like curled. They're very curled, flirty lashes, and I absolutely am obsessed. And the fact that they came from Amazon is beyond amazing. But yeah, so there's that. And lastly, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set it all together. And for that, I use this Makeup Revolution Conceal and Defining Infinite Mattifying Long Wear Makeup Fixing Spray. It looks just like this. I do like it since I am oily once again. It does kind of have a good staying power on it. We're done. I do apologize for my hair. I do have to dye it again because it's getting a little bit more orange rather than my red color. But I like it, so it's okay. But anyway, this is the look. I hope you like it. If you do, you know, if you have any suggestions or anything, definitely leave it down in the comments below to give me any other makeup ideas you'd like or any trend you want me to do, anything like that. As I say in my description, I am very open-minded. Just let me know. Other than that, I do hope you enjoyed this video. And I hope you have a great night, great day, anything in general in between. And thank you so much for watching.